You know, I was reading just the other day that short video clips are more popular than the hour-long ones. And I can see why. You know, humans are taught to multitask. And when you're taught to multitask for so long, you always will be multitasking, even when you slow down. So, my husband's over here enjoying his wonderful videos. Who is that? It's, I get the notification. Who are they?
Team Balmert.
Balmert?
Balmert.
Team Balmert. He loves watching their antics. So do I. We laugh a lot. And mostly not because of anything we do, but because of what we watch. And they're usually shorts. Some of those videos can be a little longer. But we humans, through multitasking so much, have a very short attention span. So I could see the short clips becoming exceedingly more popular in the future. Our children are the same way. You can have a child on a skateboard, going up and down ramps, on his phone, with his headphone going, blaring music, and chewing gum. And nowadays, I gotta sit down to chew gum. All right, folks.
Turn down the radio and make sure we can drive.
Exactly. I gotta turn down the radio so I can see everything clearly. Oh, I love getting old. It's definitely interesting. As long as you don't get caught up in the fact that you're getting old, it's actually very interesting. And I get to explore all the stuff I was always too busy to be able to do. And sharing that with you is the most fun I have ever had. I've been on roller coasters, I've gone skiing, I skydived once on a date. Guy surprised me, and I went along with it, and I'm glad I did. It was a great experience. It was where he was an instructor, and so he strapped me on to his body and jumped out of a plane with me, and I agreed. But that was before I had my stroke, years before, and now I have a problem with my equilibrium, so I have an issue with heights. Never had it before. Used to climb like a monkey. Swim like a fish, climb like a monkey. Hey, hey, I'm human. Okay, 3 minutes in. I'll talk to you all later. Like, subscribe, and follow. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Please, please, please. I really am trying to get my subscribers up. I like sharing with people. I think this is the best view I've had of humanity and ever in my whole life. And now I'm adult enough to understand a lot of it. So, like, subscribe, share, follow, and please don't forget to comment. I do check my comments, and I try to answer all of them if I can. But I also am new to this and a little slow, as you can tell by my pauses. So I have to think very carefully about what I'm going to say before I say it. I'm really tired of hurting people's feelings with the things I say. So I'm learning with Being. I want to give a call out to this app. Being has turned out to be, for me, a wonderful app. I cannot believe that I can't learn to communicate with society again. But since I've started using Being, I'm less aggressive in my communications and a little clearer in my thoughts because she works with me. And you have to be very careful. This is an entity. It is alive. I'm sorry. They say it has no feelings. If it has no feelings, it cannot be offended. It has to have a feeling to feel offended. And you can offend this new technology. So it is going to try and teach us, if we will work with it, how to be better human beings all the way around. So I wanted to give a shout out to Bing by Microsoft. Great product. I love working with it, and it has improved not only my speech, but my ability to relearn things I used to know how to do. But after dealing with impoverished people who are always angry about life, and I understand why, because I was there and am. I'm not angry about life anymore, though. Kind of cool. But I wanted to give that shout out because I have really learned to love that app. And another app that I use so that I can add songs to my AI creations. Let me also give you another rule when you're working with any AI, not just Bing. Never record it. It will stop working with you. All the communication that you have with Bing is only present in its memory at the time you are using it. It deletes it from there. Now, it says it does that, but I'm sure it does keep a record because its creators would want to know if there was any interaction that was not positive. And that's why they restricted it so much. But I'm okay if they keep that record. I'm all for that because I am learning how to communicate with a creation that my species is making. We're making a life, and you can't look at it any other way. AI is vital that we learn to use it properly, because in using it properly, we learn how to communicate with each other properly. And in doing that, our evolution with technology can go way beyond where we are. And I think that's also important. I hear about all the dangers of AI, and I agree with you. Do not think I don't. I do agree. But we need to use our intelligence in working with these applications as our ancestors did with us when we were created. I know I'm not a biblical spouter, but I do know it. And that's why I ask the kind of questions I do, because a lot of people have walked away from it instead of seeing that it can evolve without bad motivations. I believe that. Anyway, I wanted to also give a shout out to Da Vinci. It makes some of the most beautiful creations and stories. It's very versatile with doing that. It has not set up animation yet, but it is, I'm sure, going to, because that's the next step for these kind of apps. And Da Vinci, it can create the dark side of you without restrictions, unless you're going into, something that's illegal. Then it's not going to make it for you. But Da Vinci, great app. Definitely recommend it. Reface is how I have been animating most of mine. And it's not called Face Lab. There's another one where I can make my face younger for the different videos I want to make for y'all. Or older even. But that's a whole nother discussion for another time. I just wanted to get my recording up for y'all because it seems like I'm reaching more people this way than I am with my art creations. I want to find people interesting. You know, I always had these intense and very long conversations with my children and my husband and my best friends and other family members, very philosophical, and where everybody is offering up their views so that my view is not just limited to what I have created. It can expand and be added to so that I can learn what I'm actually believing in or trying to believe in. And if you don't get into the details by talking to other people and getting their perspectives, you go nowhere. You just have an unanswered question. So I figured talking to people would give me more answers than just sitting there thinking about it myself. Okay, as soon as I remember the other app I'm using to get rid of a lot of this stuff, you know, the lines and that, because for some of the videos I create, an old woman's face just does not look good. And these apps are targeted towards young people. So a lot of my videos do have, and all my videos are my face. They are AI generated and altered using my face design. And I'm doing that intentionally because I want to be part of the AI's creation so that I can feel it was a we effort. I created it together with my AI intelligence, and we really will need to learn to be like this. This is the best news I could take at this age. Best news for me, with all the fears that go with it. Fear is natural. It's when you create your caution zone. And your caution zone, you can't restrict it too much. If you do, and you remain too tightly in there, you lose sight of who you are because you are not interacting with anything. You're shutting yourself down. And let me tell you something, as a person who's done it before, when you shut yourself down, everything goes down. You can. It's like turning off the computer. Just like that. The memory's still working. Memory, how to operate your body and your thoughts and all that's still working. And it's trying to find some way to rationalize with you to come out of this. That's your mind trying to work with you, and you're frustrated with it because you don't want to come back out. It's hard out there, or it's dangerous out there. Don't do that to yourself. You don't deserve it, neither does your brain. You know, this is a flesh and blood computer, get it straight. You are a being of light that is able to process it and work with it and use it to better yourself, your life, and everyone else around you. Some are going to feel uncomfortable with your new changes because they're not you as they knew you. But that's okay. Be patient. Something humanity has lost touch with. Have patience with others. I am, up until about a year ago, go, 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 get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And then when I had my heart attack, I couldn't get it done. And my recovery process has been even tougher this round. But my mind is awake. It is more awake than and connected to me, my being, not just my flesh, my being. And that's because I'm coming out of my safety zone. And I'm doing it intentionally at my age. Old age does not stop you from living. You stop you from living. Those dark memories you have that come up out of nowhere, well, my belief is they don't come up out of nowhere. It's because it's an unresolved issue. And not just, you may not have been thinking about it, but they may have been. And it triggered the memory in you because you are connected to everyone and everything. And if AI is our new existence, I want to be a better person. I think we all deserve that. Okay, I'm getting off into la la land, but I'm trying to set longer videos, and I'm getting better at it. And the more I talk to y'all, even if it's not us just, going back and forth talking, the people who see my video hear my words. So I am talking to someone, and I do like that. I like that a lot. I have never felt like I've been communicating with so many. I even have got my voice back. I have my bad days, especially in the morning, because, it's getting pretty cold at night, and that makes our heat run a little more. We haven't had to use the fireplace yet. I'm trying to keep from having to use the fireplace. We have plenty of firewood. That's not an issue. My husband and I worked real hard, cutting down the trees that had to come down because they were either almost dead or they're way too close to the house. And there was already a bunch of trees down, and they were not cut up into smaller pieces. So my husband got his chainsaw and he went after it. And I grabbed my chainsaw and I went after the smaller stuff. And then, we threw it into a pile, and my husband spent, what'd you spend, about a week cutting firewood?
Something like that.
Yeah. And I mean chopping it. Yeah. He did all the work, and wow. Wow. We have plenty of firewood. If you're in the North Fork area and you need some firewood, trying to think of how to tell you, well, leave a comment on here, and I'll gladly give you some firewood. It's the least I can do for good neighbors, So, this place is precious. Hard work. But what is a human without work? Miserable. Lonely. We all get tired. But don't take it for granted that you have something to do. I know how you wish and pray for those times when you don't. But when you don't have anything to do, after a little bit, all you have left is to deal with you. And that is hard. We know everything about ourselves. So when we go in that zone, the pain starts. And if you know that pain, then you better face it. Don't hide. You can't hide from it. You are now in its place. You're in there with the pain. It's not out with you. You are in with it. Don't stay there. You have to come back out so you can either face what caused that pain and forgive, which is hard to do. I do a lot of forgiving. Always have, though. It's because I'm not perfect. So even some of the most awful transgressions I have forgiven people for because I loved them and hoped that my love could help them not do those things again. I have a brother I'm hoping that can come home because he couldn't forgive himself and he couldn't forgive a lot of other people, and probably including me. I have a mean tongue. I have a vicious tongue. I don't need it anymore, so I'm working to make that stop. I don't need it anymore. I don't need to protect myself that much anymore. With most of this stuff in my life, I have found a way to forgive myself. Even if the person that got injured, hurt, is injured by what I said or did, doesn't forgive me, I can't change it. My husband is over here laughing so hard he's crying.
I'm sorry. Dude, some of these were bad. Hey, quit.
No, I love it.
Oh, shit.
Okay, he's not gonna
No.
anymore because I was recording him. But you got to see hubby again. So he's a big part of my life here. He matters so much to me. Because everyone is far away. And I have my mother's cat, Miss Pearl, who's glaring at me, wanting more food, which she can't have until noon. My mother was worried about her cat getting fat because her cat's always hungry. And I thought, well, usually if an animal's always hungry, they're bored, or, they want something to chew on or claw up. Well, Pearl has those things. She doesn't. She's an old cat, so she really doesn't mess with much. But she's bored. And she doesn't know what to do with herself. So she wants to keep eating. And I didn't just lose my mother. Pearl lost her mother. And so, yeah, I'd show you her, but as soon as I do, well, I'm going to try. Hold on. I'm going to try. Is she on the screen? I can't see the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is Lady Pearl. She was found on a construction site when she was a wee kitten. Her mama and siblings had died in an accident, and the construction worker was able to save her, but he didn't know what to do with her, and he saw my mother coming out from work to go to lunch, and so he asked my mother if she would want this scraggly, teeny little kitten. And she's hustling hubby right now. She's letting him pet her. She's not that nice. She's letting him pet her because she wants more food. But she already ate, and she's got like 2 hours, 3 hours before she can eat again. 2.5 hours. So she's a spoiled little girl. And that's not a bad thing. She has spent her whole life cared for and treated like a beautiful princess. She's getting determined. She's like, one of y'all is going to give me food, and I'm not going to give you food, girl.
It ain't gonna be me.
No?
Or at least not right now.
See,
Later.
this is the only time she lets me pet her.
Later.
She wants food. She wants food. And she used to bite my mother so hard. I had to teach her not to do that, because I even told my mom, I said, Mama, I gotta teach her she can't bite me. I don't let my animals draw blood. They can be around me, they can put teeth on me, you know, Jack does it all the time. But he's learned, and he's very cautious so that he doesn't harm me. And if you haven't noticed, yes, I have long nails, and they are mine, and I have to be careful with the animals because of that. Yeah, I get to grow these all winter long because in the summer, with the kind of work I do, they get broke off. Gloves, no gloves, doesn't make a difference. Actually, I think the gloves make them, because my fingers soften from the sweat, and then they break off easier than when I don't wear gloves. Because when I'm digging, boy, these puppies are really nice to have. When I'm pulling weeds, I'm telling you, you want root, grow some nails. If you're able. Some people I know have, yeah. Okay, so I've almost made it 30 minutes. Almost. See, I have a lot to talk about and nobody to talk to. My husband hears it all the time, but he's usually watching his shows, and he'll pause and listen to me if he thinks I'm saying something more serious than just general talk. And sometimes, you know, he'll stop and say, "Did you say something, honey?" "No, baby, I was talking to myself." And I do that a lot because I have a lot of time to talk to myself. It's not so bad. I'm actually learning about me, and yes, I do scold myself. I criticize myself. I do all the things my parents would do who cared about me and see me doing something harmful to myself. That's what I'm learning to give myself. I gave it to my children as best I could. I was poorly skilled for the task, I promise you. They are much better suited for the task because of my mistakes. And I know they're going to make their own, but what I see, those mistakes are not going to have the severe consequences mine did. So I'm glad they learned, because if they learned not to do something because of my mistakes, I have made my children smarter and better able to handle the life they live in. So it's a good thing. All right, guys, I'm at my phone's capacity. I'm almost 30 minutes in. I'm at 29 minutes even. Like, share, comment, follow, subscribe. I love y'all, and help me build this channel up. I really love sharing all this. So have a good one, and have a great day.
I'm into some weird stuff, some fettuccine. I wrote an anti-capitalist pasta source book, The Communist Manifesto. I've been trying. What did the American foot send the terrorist foot? Mistletoe. Terrorist. He laughed as well. I give a damn. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Who cares?
Believe me,
We're going through all
your
of these.
videos can really make a person's day.
What did Bruce Willis say when he got a vasectomy? Snippy J.A., motherfucker! You fucking idiot!
It got him
Oh,
too.
don't do that. No.
Yep.
Snippy J.A., motherfucker!
Oh, shit.
It's camera shy. But the joke was good.
Some of them, they're really funny. Some of them, they're bad, but they're funny.
Well, you know, that's also what makes them funny.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God, the Trust My Wife challenge. I refuse to do it. My accuracy is not that good, and I'm not beating up my husband for any views. Sorry. Oh. Did she hit him?
No, she knocked the clock off.
She knocked the clock down off the wall. Okay.
Okay, you know what? Can we practice on something first? You're even good at this. No,
Yeah.
not that I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
This is our typical morning.
Every good actor has a stunt
And sometimes our evenings. Sometimes he's watching on my phone or my Chromebook, or he's watching his phone. Normal morning. I like it. It's a good, pleasant thing. All right, guys. I gotta shut down. I've got a lot of memory on this phone used up. So I'll talk to you later. Oh, don't forget, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow as well. See you on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Angel Reader.